Okay, we're going to look at multiplying polynomials today. So, kind of a lead-in factor to multiplying polynomials is the distributive property, which we've done forever. So there's just a quick, easy example. Here's an example where we're actually distributing a variable. So remember, when you distribute that variable, you can add your exponent, so that becomes a 4x cubed plus 4xy. Here's another example where you're distributing variables. So remember, you're going to distribute to every term inside your parentheses, and then add the exponents on your variables. So you'd have a negative 2x to the fourth times y minus a 2x y squared, and then a negative 2 times a negative 2 is where I get that positive 4. And then there's no variables to combine with your x and y, so those just get rewritten, and then your z squared gets written as well. But that's pretty basic. We've been doing that stuff for a while. So we're going to move into multiplying binomials by one another. So we have problems like this, x plus 7 times x plus 3, and our goal is to multiply those together. Well, technically this is a distributive property problem. However, I have an acronym for you to help make this a little easier on yourself. So we're going to use the acronym FOIL. Okay, the F stands for first, O stands for outside, I stands for inside, and the L stands for last. So what that means is when I take my two binomials, the F stands for first, so I take the first term in each parenthesis. So x times x gives me x squared. O stands for outside, so here are our outside terms. X times 3 is a 3x. I is inside, so 7 times x is 7x. And then L stands for last term in both parentheses, so 7 times 3 gives me 21. Now you always have to look at this and see, can I simplify or combine anything? And you can simplify, in this example, your middle two terms. So 3x plus 7x is where we get this 10x in the middle. So here we're just going to look at a few more examples. So my firsts, when I multiply first, I get x squared. Outsides are minus 7x. Insides are minus 5x. And then my last, make sure you pay attention to your signs. A negative 5 times a negative 7 is a positive 35. Combine that negative 7x and the minus 5x, and you get negative 12x in the middle. Okay, we're not always going to be fortunate to have a coefficient of 1 here. So here we have a 2a and a 3a. Same process, we're still going to FOIL. So our first 2a times 3a is a 6a squared. Outside is 2a. Inside is 15a. And then our lasts are 5. Simplified, we get 6a squared plus 17a plus 5. Okay, we're also going to have some where we take a binomial times a trinomial. And this goes back to, I don't have an acronym for this, so it goes more back to your distributive property. But we have to take this 4x, we're going to ignore the plus 7 for right now. Take the 4x and we're going to distribute it to all three pieces in here. So when I take 4x times 2x squared, I get an 8x cubed. 4x times 5x gives me a 20x squared. And 4x times negative 6 gives me a negative 24x. Now we've done the 4x times all three pieces, so now we have to take the 7 times all three pieces. So 7 times 2x is where I get my 14x squared. 7 and 5x gives me 35x. And 7 and negative 6 gives me a negative 42. And again, now we just combine our like terms. So 8x cubed, our x squareds turn into 34x squared. Negative 24x plus 35 gives me 11x, and then my minus 42.